Welcome back to another episode. We are in our morning regalia and we also have this background, so you definitely know that we're doing true crime. For those who are new here, we do true crime on Mondays and Tuesdays, or Mondays or Tuesdays, depending on the capacity or events that are happening in that week. But yes, do feel at home. If you're a true crime junkie, please do enjoy this feature. But yeah, if this is too low vibrational for you or it is a bit triggery for you, please go check out the other cool stuff that we do here. There's an episode describing what it is we do, also in our about. We do say what it is we do. So this is the podcast part of our channel, our space here where we podcast true crime for now. So we don't know what might happen in the future. Maybe everything will be on a podcast platform. But yes, here we are, and welcome back again. For those who resonate with this content but have not subscribed, please do subscribe, please do like, please do comment, please light the notification bell so that you can see when a new episode is dropping. And yes, what else did I forget? And thank you so much for those who would keep coming back, and my consistent viewers as well, especially those consistent commenters. Gogo Snona, my friend Kitumate Cape Town, Gogo, I see your love. But yes, I'm gonna do a whole thank you episode. I will definitely do that. I do know I owe one of those episodes, but thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. And yes, let us get into today's case of our true crime feature. Today's case throws us all the way to the Eastern Cape, which is one of the 9 provinces here in South Africa. One of the provinces I still have not been to. I thought I was going to experience this at Coffee Bay, but it still has not happened. But yeah, if anybody knows anything about Coffee Bay, we're thinking I would really love to experience Coffee Bay, especially because it forms like part of my meditation space as well. I don't even know what it looks like, but I've seen the hole in the wall. I thought I experienced it, the arts fest. I haven't been, so I'll probably be my friend Sugar's +1 when she goes, because she works behind the scenes, she does costumes. She's an artist extraordinaire. So yeah, I'm hoping I'm gonna be taking advantage of that and then tagging along with her one of the good days. But let us get into today's case. But trigger warnings first, and also from my personal self, tautology. But anyway, so with today's case, there's going to be mentioning of stabbings, there's going to be mentioning of like dysfunctional relationships, there's going to be mentioning control issues, there's going to be mentioning of childhood wounds, and a little bit of abuse here and there. So if these are triggery, and suicide as well, so if these are triggery topics for you, please go check out the other light stuff that we do here, even the fun event o'clocks that we do where we are kicking. But if you are a junkie like me, please do hang around. So this was a case that was solved, and we do give thanks. But yes, from myself, can we just remember that these are real people with real families and real friends and a real life. So let's just be kind and respectful when we're commenting, even if we don't agree or with their acts, or don't agree with their lifestyle or who they are as people. Let us just remember, let's just be kind and respectful. Remember our space here in totality, even though we do other stuff that are sometimes low vibrational, but we have just created a safe space, a love and light space, even though at times the topics are a bit dark. So from myself, and to myself as well, if you got short left as well, please do call me out, because I'm learning a lot of things. So Linda, I will try to be respectful. I do not mean any disrespect with content I'm covering or things that I'm covering, or not being sensitive with certain things. So yes, without wasting any more time, let us now sink into today's case. Today's case is the case of another young lady who lost their lives very, very, very untimely. It is the case of Asithandile Kwasa Zozo. So Kwasa was her name there. That has special people called her by. So those who did know her refer to her as Ukwasa. And she was the victim of Viwe Rulumeni. And I'm pronouncing it Rulumeni because I know in the Xhosa language, I think, and also in Sizulu, Halena R, right? So it would be if I am mispronouncing it, I do apologize for that. But yes, so these kids, so Asithandile, she was 19 turning 20 in that year. So Kimwanali 2000. And then Viwe was born in 1998, but it's not mentioned where he was born, the month and the date he was born. I'm gonna wait for my veggie to pass. As usual, we're gonna do a character analysis and a character assassination depending on which side of the coin that you're looking from. But we'll start with our perpetrator. Our perpetrator, Viwe Rulumeni, was raised in an SOS village. So an SOS village are like orphanages. I didn't know there were franchises because I did a third year project, community-based project in my third year when I was still at tax, go an SOS village in Pretoria, go Mamelodi, where I would interact with these kids. So it's not necessarily it's just orphans that are there, but kids where maybe home situation was assessed and then they were sent to go live in an orphanage. So some parents are alive, it's just that the environment that this kid needs to be raised in is not conducive. So Viwe was in this orphanage up until the age of about 3, and then was taken in by a family member. So our adoptions are never like formalized, even in a case where we khapang money, it's never like taken to court, paperwork, but maybe some people do, but not in my experience. Yeah, you just rock up at school and have a new surname. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding though. But anyway, so raised by this family member, and apparently was such a toxic environment and an abusive environment. And I feel like as caregivers and people who raise people, we really need to be cognizant of such things, the things that we are creating, the things that we are breeding, because now these are the ages where these things are embedded, like root chakra, like the bottom 3 chakras, they are solidified. And now you find out later on when you're grown, these things they manifest that in certain ways, and not to excuse behavior about it, because a healing is your responsibility. And it can go either way. An ugly environment can force you to be on time. I don't want to be this, and these are works that psychedelic lwazi, the psychedelic guy, the ayahuasca guy, yes. But you can go check out that episode to refer where do we deal with childhood issues. But anyway, fast forward, so then came a time where his mother was able to raise him, but now she's raising him go a place, go to so it's called Gavin Mbeki, this area. So by virtue of it being named after a politician or former politician comrade, basically, it would be safe to deduce that this is an informal settlement, because this is what we do. I don't know if it's still the savior effect that we still have, but or are some living environments so horrible that if you get a shack, then it's a for you. So anyway, so these areas later on, they breed their own social ills, they have their own social challenges as well, but like I'm saying, kitty features are, I see the concentration camp, the feature that we do on Wednesdays, we're gonna start being a bit more consistent on that. But anyway, so he's raised in these environments, and ahole, and he matriculates in the year 2019. This is where now the story is gonna link back to the victim. So he matriculates in 2019 from JS Kengani High School, which is also in Tukla, or there in the Eastern Cape Valley. And so he matriculates there, and then the back stops. So he went primary school, high school, back stops. And at the time of this crime, when he perpetrated this crime, he was 22 years old, right? So I did say he was born 1998. But anyway, let us get into our victim character analysis here. So this lovely lady was known to her people as Ukwasa. So she was born in the year 2000. So Nelili 2K, but Nelili 2K Leling focused one hour, from how her friends would describe her, how the family would describe her as well. So the family, they would refer to her as the princess, the princess of of the family. They would describe her how smart she was, how driven she was, how she was a go-getter. She made things happen, basically, And so she was born on the 3rd of October in the year 2000. So at the time where she lost her life, she was only 19 and almost turning 20. Because I'd say around 2000, you count that years. So if it's 2023, moto only 23 kind of situation. But she unfortunately did not even have that luxury. Imagine having life is now a luxury. She did not have that luxury of seeing her 20th birthday. So these two people, so she was born to parents, mother, father, who are both in the education, I almost said industry, education faculty. The mother, Ntombekaya, yeah, I think that was her name, because yeah, imagine, powerful, beautiful African name. Ntombekaya, she taught the school that the perpetrator went to. So she was a teacher there, and then the dad, Umxolisi Zozo, he was a principal at a different school though. So he was he was a principal, so they're both in the education faculty as the parents. But also, like, you could see how close she was with her parents, you know, from how her dad would refer to her, how her dad, you know, how she'd make her parents proud, you know, and yo dad, I can't wait to go back to school because this is now a lockdown. And yeah, lockdown, I think you kids experienced like great challenges, especially like, yeah, for people who, I feel my 2000 also, as much as like my generation, we were like the guinea pigs of the new dispensation. My 2000, a whole lot of things, you know. So yeah, now during mask phase and all of that. So yeah, so she was telling her dad basically, Rio, I can't wait, you know. And one of her friends, she asked one of her friends, so that I can come back. You remember we couldn't even cross provinces then unless so we, with our spirituality, with the not compromise, you know, if we needed to be at a certain place, we would definitely be there, you know. But yeah, anyway, yeah, my Vandal stories, I will share them on vlogs or whatever it is. So yeah, so her friend, so she did share with one of her friends how, you know, this relationship that I'm in, my God, this guy is such, yeah, he's such a psycho, because I tell him how like relationship and then he threatens that he's gonna unalive himself. He wants to commit suicide. He wants to do that thing. So he wants to commit suicide, and the family members, this kid, the boy now, family members literally you know what, for your safety, please just stay in a relationship with him. Issues that I consistently raise as a mother poetry, as a parental, as a woman, as you consider yourself a woman, you give such advice like, what is it that makes us leave our kids in toxic situations? Yeah, so she was advised for please, for your safety, or for him to not unalive himself, please just stay with him. You know, you're probably gonna be going away, we are and yeah, he's gonna be left here. So anyway, story progresses here before the day here. So she was very smart, you know. So obviously went to the maths and science, because Nabala biochemistry at the University of the Witwatersrand. Yeah. So now biochemistry, and she was only in her first year when she was studying biochemistry, but she was very excited about her course. She was doing well, even like the lecturers are. And yeah, so I think she dated this guy from high school. Yeah, maybe the matric year, which is what I made sure I don't do. In my matric year, I remember I even, not that I multi-dated, but I would rather have a thing but nothing solid, because I just knew life at varsity, like I want to experience varsity without bang rope, you know. So I do not advocate for people who are in the 20s. I do not advocate people varsity life. You need to experience varsity life. So if you're carrying like a relationship, yeah, it does tend to be tricky a bit, you know. But yeah, anyway, so in like the court case, it was also mentioned how maybe this boy was so envious because his life stopped after matric and there was no way to from here, which are social issues. Mara Wednesday, Wednesday, not this coming Wednesday. But yeah, so he was basically envious of her, or also very scared what I'm gonna be losing my person. But this is, I think, how we need to heal in how we love each other and how we relationship, to recognize, even as parents, nobody belongs to you. Your children don't belong to you. Your girlfriend doesn't belong to you. Your boyfriend doesn't belong to you. It does not our only batho arisa liyo ko slavery now re enslaved ski system hari na formal enslavement hore lo umuntu wami and ngiyam owner, you know. But anyway, yeah, so nagena kovete, and yeah, she was looking forward to going back to Johannesburg. I did say Oko Eastern Cape, right? So but go to Jua as well, and then she matriculated Mada Christian School, which was Go Mtata. This is the same school that our beloved, our favorite Miss South Africa, Miss Universe Ozibini, she went to the same school. So she also shared a tweet on this when this was happening, you know. So it's not very under the radar of a case, but it's not very popular and well known. But let's get back to our queen here. So the twist in the story, which is like, yeah. So she was one of the people that was leading the protests, Uyinene, right? And only for her to be unalived a couple of days when it was the first anniversary, yeah, the death, yeah, Uyinene. Remember Uyinene, that beautiful girl who got unalived and did horrible things by the post office worker. Yeah, so Kwasa, I'm going to refer to as Kwasa, as part of her people. So Kwasa was one of the people that were rallying behind this whole protest, you know, enough is enough. And imagine, like, my 2000K, the future guys, you know, as much as we complain about them and, you know what, we thought the world is ending at 2000, but what's happening, the revolutionaries, so yeah, Ona was leading like this whole awareness campaign and whatnot, you know, and she had like nice murals painted of her when she was late. So we fast forward now to the actual events of the day. So now this is school holidays, or this is lockdown holidays. I don't remember any letang for school in those days, you know, because yeah, some of us, we refuse to belong to the system, you know. That's why I can't blind to the system, the system. But yeah, it is a thing that yeah, we are willing to carry, some of us. So anyway, back to the case, back to the actual day. So so I don't know, lockdown holiday or school holidays or but she's home now. The 17th of August in 2020. She's home, and yeah, she stopped taking this guy's calls, you know. She stopped taking the calls, and she's like, you know what, I'm done with this thing. Because also, you threatening Minka suicide, it is a form of abuse, like what control, what on chain, and I'm telling you, like, I don't want this anymore. You know, we need to have relationships that serve both parties, you know. Like harmakinza guys, harmakinza giving more. Anyway, so this guy, because about Arabic phone calls, he goes to a home, and when he goes to a home, so I think she lived Kotukya, but there is a mention of either race go Butterworth or race go Mtata, but Mtata is about an hour out from Tukya, and then Butterworth is about 30 minutes out from, yeah, Butterworth is about 30 from Tukya. Anyway, so anyway, yeah, about home, and but I think this scene did happen go Tukya. And yeah, he gets there now already all prepared, Motuona. He starts now wanting to harass this child, and then also the niece was 10 years old at the time, and then also a cousin, so my cousin sister, so Shane and cousin sister they were the same age, so she's about 20. I don't know if she had turned 20 already, but yeah, we'll say she was a 20-year-old. And this guy committed scene in front of these two people, you know. And yeah, about 3 or 4 times. And yeah, so there's just a pool of blood when this girl's mother returns from work, you know. And this guy, the way now, like, you're not brave enough for life, you're not brave enough for the actions. What are you brave enough for? So he goes and he tries unaliving himself, or what I'll commit suicide. So there's different reports. So it's mentioned that he took the pesticides, there's mentioned that he took the overdose that he but yeah, he tried to unalive himself, and then Bamisa go hospital in Butterworth. and that is where Kgomo revivang. And when he was there, obviously there's police presence. You are literally a patient mara or suspect in a very horrible case. So shabuche, and after now bamo revive, bamo resuscitate the brother or detain. So when he's detained now, he wanted to do the whole application for bail thing and but then, so why getting Wana was such a coward? Like, he's not brave enough for anything. So o revokile application ya bail because he was scared for community. They're gonna community me when I go out there. They're gonna mob justice me. So it's not because he was remorseful or whatever it is, but he did confess to the unaliving in this case. About confessor, but yeah, I don't know. Is there any remorse? I don't know. Are you sorry? I don't know. Do you recognize what you did? You know, especially because yeah, man, you're not fully, like, you're a kid. Like, do you understand the actions that are this, you know? Anyway, court case postponed to the 28th of October, and then the sentencing only happened the very next year on the 2nd of June in 2021, where now he was sentenced to 20 years behind bars. But the family also felt that, you know what, this is not enough. Is sufficient, but they were asking for life. But also in hindsight, life can get 25, I guess, more South Africa, life get 25, he eligible for parole, so we're hoping that, I don't know, it will be longer. But also I'm also questioning this whole thing of, like, what needs to happen, you know, what needs to happen, because clearly, like, prison time is not a deterrent much. The death penalty is not really a deterrent, and I know we can't go backwards the laws unless maybe constitution change. But what do we do, you know, because it's not bringing the person back. Is it really comforting for the family members? Because the dad also mentioned how, you know, maybe if not 100 brings you know. And back to the case, another interesting thing that happened here. So the lawyer, Viwe, the first lawyer he had, he was like, I'm sorry, I cannot do this case because dad wa kwasa le now we go way back, so I cannot take this case. Which brings me back to the professions like, is bag really more important than justice? Is money, is the love of money really the root of all evil? You know, I remember with the case where the lawyer guy or the attorney guy, he only got the magnitude of a painful situation because now the niece experienced the same thing, you know. So retsa jwang man, retsa nka di Roman Dutch law, retsa jwang or redisiakos the concentration camp, more systematic issues. But these things are not serving us. These things are not resolving much. Like, I definitely know right now there's somebody all committing a crime, and right now there's somebody brave enough, you know. So what do we do? What do we do in this case? But anyway, let's wrap up our case here today. She had a beautiful send-off. There was lovely murals painted of her also in this awareness, got GBV. So she was very out there, you know, and very outspoken as a person, clearly. And yeah, she was commemorated in lovely ways, you know, and especially because she was also part of the people that was instrumental go previous cases, you know. But man, may she rest in power. Clearly, you know what, she's a multiplier of great and amazing women, but very sad that at such a young age, she hasn't seen much, she hasn't done much. She was also probably like hope for family yabona, you know, pride ya family yabona, like they say, they refer to her as a princess. But that is all I have for today's case on our queenship here, Kwasa Zozo. May you rest peacefully. So Ank and Maat, happy. Today, take care of each other. Don't unalive each other. Don't be violent. Let us show love. Let us protect each other. Let's do better, melanated people. Let's restore ourselves and our values.